Hey y'all, my name is Devontae and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. So, during NXT last night, on the opener, we had this tag team match with Lyra Valkyria teaming up with Tatum Paxley to take on the combination of Wendy Choo and Rosemary. And this is just me personally reflecting off of what I was watching last night. I only know Rosemary for one incident, and I talked about this last night, and now it's a situation regarding her and Sexy Star back in 2017. And honestly, I didn't have any full clarification on the issue. I knew just a baseline, fundamental, foundational perspective in regards to the entire situation. And honestly, I wasn't really thinking too much about it until I woke up in the morning time and I started seeing a bunch of comments telling me about the situation, and it kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should study this a little bit more. Or I wouldn't say study, but at least look more into this, because this actually kind of piques my interest a lot. And I looked into the entire situation, and man, it is a hell of a lot more interesting than even some of you guys kind of led on a little bit. So I got a bunch of links, and I even got some excerpts, and I got some videos that I want to show you guys. And you know what? I want to discuss this with you guys in regards to the entire situation, and you kind of give me your take on my take in regards to this entire situation. So the first link that I have, unfortunately, it's a very, very, very long text. And I preface this by saying that what Sexy Star was essentially alluding to in regards to the entire text that she was talking about, because there's no way I'm going to read all this, because it's going to take up like a good chunk of the video, when I don't really want this video to be too long. I just kind of want to talk about the situation. But the link is down in the description box below. I'll give you the gist of essentially what she was saying, which was pretty much she wrestled the match. She talked to Rosemary and the other women in the match, essentially telling them what she wants to do in the match, asking them, in particular Rosemary, hey, are you okay with me doing this? Because she knows that she's from North America, that she herself is from Mexico, and maybe there might be some miscommunication, because obviously Mexican wrestlers wrestle different from American wrestlers. This is what she's saying. When they got into the ring and they did the match, and then she locked in the armbar, she felt like she didn't do anything wrong. And her words, she says the cross arm breaker that she applied to Rosemary that you've seen in the intro is one of the least dangerous moves that she could perform. And honestly, she doesn't think that she did anything wrong. She feels like after the match, when Rosemary left underneath her own whim, she says there was no referees, there was no paramedics, there was nobody helping her out or anything like that. When she got to the back, there was no medical equipment, there was no stretchers, there was nothing alluding to the fact that Rosemary was hurt outside of the fact that Rosemary had an ice pack on her elbow. And she feels like, with all the rumors circulating around her intentionally breaking Rosemary's arm with the cross arm breaker because of how she positioned her hips and how she kept bouncing her hips up and down as if she was trying to get torque to break her arm, as you can see in the intro in itself. I mean, that's what we see, but she says that she was working the move. She says that Rosemary is lying and essentially spreading rumors about her. She says that all the wrestlers that came on behalf of Rosemary to essentially back her up and condemn Sexy Star don't know her. They have never met her. They've never worked a show with her. Therefore, they're just spreading rumors alongside Rosemary, alongside the rest of the media, and essentially everybody's out to get her. That's apparently how she characterizes the entire situation. Again, this is not me saying it. You can look at the transcript in itself and you can make your own conclusion. It's a very, 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 very long transcript, but I read it and that's the conclusion that I got out of it. And this is Rosemary's response to the entire situation. Hers is a hell of a lot shorter, so I can read hers verbatim. She wrote, "Let me make this perfectly clear. If you take liberties with someone's body when they are giving it to you and trusting you to keep them safe, you are not tough, you are an asshole, and you don't belong in this business." Sexy Star decided to do just that this weekend at Triple Mania. And while I have remained quiet on social media until I was more calm to address the situation, I have now been informed that she is telling people that this was a work? You are all now being informed that Sexy Star is a liar. She was a liar in the locker room when she was forced to apologize instead cook up some bullshit excuse that she didn't know, and she is a liar now. You know if you are twerking on someone's arm. You know an armbar is a real and dangerous hold. She continues by saying, the only reason your face is not broken right now is because a little voice inside my head as I lay on the apron kept repeating, don't go to Mexican prison. However, turning to positives, the outreach from the wrestling community has been incredible. I'm overwhelmed with how much love I feel right now from friends, fans, and people I have yet to meet in this amazing business. We are a family and we protect our own. If you violate that, you are not welcome here. I also want to thank the AAA locker room. Multiple people came up to me saying how sorry and disgusted they were. Thank you Hamada and Shani, who also had to deal with bullshit from Star during that match. Thank you Vampiro for professionally trying to calm a volatile situation, though, as you know, once the excuses started pouring out of Sexy Star's mouth in lieu of an apology, it was over. Thank you to the amazing GFW locker room, both present that night and not. I have so much support from everyone in talent, crew, and office have all reached out to show me that. That was coming from Rosemary. Again, link is down in the description box below. Now, just to kind of give a little bit of a perspective in regards to what we're dealing with here, I'm going to talk about DJ Z or Zima Ion, or I guess now in WWE, he's in the LWO, right? That's Joaquin Wilde. He also performed on that show. And I'm going to read an excerpt coming from his perspective, just kind of giving, multitude size of perspectives here. So you got one perspective from the actual victim, one, perspective from the suspect in itself, and this is from an actual witness, right? I also have the video down if you prefer to watch that instead. It's a 2-minute or close to a 3-minute video. I just didn't want to put it in this video because I'm not sure if they will copyright claim it because it's a long video. It's not like, the Vince McMahon stuff with Phil Donahue, because that's, someone already made that video and I was able to talk about it via their channel, whereas this right here, the channel owner actually owns this video, so you can watch it there if you want to. But before I do that though, I just want to give clarification as far as what I know. Okay, so this is what I heard personally from Reddit, obviously of all places, but I did a little bit more dirt digging and everything, and from my understanding, dealing with Sexy Star, now there's two perspectives of how you can look at this. One, she already had heat with Shani. I'm not too sure about Hamada, but she had heat with Shani, right? Apparently she had a big head backstage. Apparently she was picking and choosing who she wanted to work with, just being a female version of Mil Mascaris, if you will, right? Just being a complete shithead, being a diva, all this other kind of stuff. And they had heat with each other, right? And also, from my understanding, when they got into the match, apparently Sexy Star had it in her mind that all three of the women were against her. I'm pretty sure she knew about Hamada and she knew about Shani, but maybe she just presumed because Rosemary is there, maybe Rosemary is in on it also. And she took a defensive stance against all of that. And to be fair, I'm going to show you a clip right here from the match. This is Hamada and Sexy Star. Mind you, this is prior to the finish. She pulls this bullshit, and honestly, to be fair, at least within this context, it's kind of hard to not look at Sexy Star's perspective when people do this in a match, knowing good and damn well from your perspective, they're out to get you. Wait, hang on for a second. Hang on. I apologize. So, originally, this video was already done and it was already uploaded to YouTube with this clip, and I'm pretty sure, if not, I can't remember what I said, but either you heard me talk or reference the intro, or you're gonna hear me eventually reference the intro in this video. Yeah, there was a clip there in the beginning also. I had to take both of them out, the intro and this clip that I'm directing you to right now with Hamada, because unfortunately some asshole that represented AAA, or maybe AAA themselves, copyright strike the video, and it was partially blocked in damn near every territory known to mankind. Now, fortunately, the links are down in the description box, so if you want to look at the video yourself, it's right there for your consumption. But unfortunately, I had to take it out the video, otherwise I wouldn't be able to upload it to all you fine people to see. So yeah, continuing on. So you see what I mean? That was legit. Hamada actually hit her for real in the head. Now, it's kind of hard to say too, because in the end of the day, it's not ballet, It's professional wrestling. Maybe the thing wasn't gimmicked. Maybe Sexy Star told her not to do it because she clearly no-sold the shit out of that, and she wasn't really cooperating all too much with Hamada. So I'm not sure what happened there, but what I'm essentially saying is, though, it's like coming into a match and you think everybody is out to get you, and then someone does a spot like that, at least to the degree that you no-sell it because it actually, hurt you, or maybe something along the lines of that you weren't really expecting it. Because what would be a reason for a wrestler to no-sell something outside of the fact that, they're legitimately angry about the actual move being done? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, just to give a little bit more nuance to the situation, I see something like that when the person is coming into the match thinking to themselves that these three girls are out here to screw me, and then that actually happens. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying. But let's give DJ Zia Ion Joaquin Wilde. I want to read his perspective because I think his perspective is very, very unique. Again, link is down in the description box below. We're going to go directly to the transcript. He says, and I quote, "Sexy Star's match was right before my match. So as I was getting ready to come through the curtain, I saw Rosemary walk past me very aggressively. There wasn't like smiles or good vibes. She walked past me looking pretty angry, and Andrew Everett, my tag team partner, is actually her boyfriend, and he seemed pretty concerned about her reaction. He wanted to congratulate her on a great match, a great performance, and she was not having any of it. She walked past him, walked past me, went straight to the locker room, so I knew there was a problem. When I got backstage after my match, there was a lot of tension in the room. Global Force officials, AAA officials were having a bit of a shouting match, and I wasn't sure what the problem was. As I saw Rosemary holding her arm with an ice pack, I started to think, whatever they're screaming about must have something to do with her. Apparently, Sexy Star went into business for herself, applied a legit cross-arm breaker to Rosemary and injured her. I talked to Rosemary before the match, and she did not tell me of any issues she had with Sexy Star. So I can't understand why Sexy Star would target Rosemary and go out of his way, or I guess he meant out of her way, but I guess maybe that's just a transcript, to injure her. Wrestling is weird sometimes. I hear there is a lot of egos and drama with the girls down in Mexico. So who knows what was going through Sexy Star's mind at that moment. But straight up, it was wrong. It had no place in wrestling, and she shouldn't have done that. We're trusting each other with our bodies, and she's not expecting Sexy Star to legitimately torque on that arm. She's not protecting herself in the same way she would protect herself in MMA. She's given her arm. So for Sexy Star to legitimately injure her, it's wrong on so many levels. That type of behavior has no place in wrestling, especially in 2017, where we have social media and people speak their minds and voice their opinions. It was great seeing the wrestling community rally behind Rosemary, take her side, and let her know that Sexy Star's actions will not be tolerated and will not be accepted in wrestling in 2017. As you can see, she's getting blackballed, removed from several events. Karma, man. Can't act like that in wrestling anymore. Maybe back in the day, you could get away with it, but in 2017, it's got no place. Again, sorry the transcript was kind of typed improperly, but once again, I got through it. That's 95% correctly, but if you want to watch the video, the link is down in the description box below. So looking at DJ Zima's perspective, clearly Rosemary was injured when she came to the back. You're trying to hear from Sexy Star's perspective, and as she claims it, she doesn't believe that she was hurt. But see, here's my thing. Here's my thing, because I want to talk about how the wrestlers reacted in a little bit. But my whole perspective on this whole entire situation is, you legitimately know that you're torquing on the arm. You know when you yourself are personally working a hold versus when you yourself are legitimately locking in a hold. She's an MMA fighter. I gotta go look at her record again, but when I was looking at this information, I could have sworn that I seen, and I don't know who she wrestled or faced off against in MMA to know whether or not, they were capable fighters. But looking at her record, she's 5-0. again, someone can correct me, but I think I've seen that as far as her record is considered. I know she doesn't have any losses at the very least. So you're a professional. You know what is a work hold and you know what is a shoot hold. It's bullshit. It's bullshit because here's my thing. I can understand her perspective coming into the match, you know, and mind you, this is how I look at it. If you knew coming into the match that there was some disagreements, maybe there were some people who actually did not like you and they did want to shoot on you, you take that to the people who are running the show because you want a safe match, right? That's what you would do as an adult. And I get it. People, they have this wrestling mindset of, well, you do what you have to do to protect yourself in the ring, as if you're fucking Harley Race in 1971. Okay, if that happens to be the case, then how about the people who are going after you? They give you something as far as a potato, you give them a receipt in a similar manner. If someone goes after your arm, you go after their arm. If they're just throwing a punch to you, you give them a punch back. They hit you like Hamada hit you, you hit them right back. Or better yet, you go backstage and you handle it like you would handle it anywhere else if someone fucks with you. What you don't do is not have a clue of what the fuck is going on in the situation, not having a clue of what the hell is going on right here with this woman, not have a clue, or at the very least have the common sense as a professional wrestler to know that if there was some disagreement between you and this woman, she wouldn't allow you to put her in that hold. See, that's the part that's really fucking with me, because on one hand, I do want to see it from her perspective, and I do want to say, like, okay, there are people who are coming after you. Okay, there's a legitimate reason. It's not as if you just did it because you're a complete and absolute evil human being. You did it to protect yourself, but you yourself have no clue as to who's going after you. That's the part that gets me. And if someone is actively giving you their arm and they tap out, and then you immediately switch your position. You can see the intro of the video. She's clearly switching her position, and then she twerks on it. She's legitimately moving her body up and down. There's no place for that, bro. Even if you would have done it to, say, Hamada, for an example, right? Because she's the one that actually shot on you, at least from the video that I'm seeing. Maybe there's some parts that I didn't see in regards to, you know, the other girl, Shia or Shia, whatever, she shot on you. Okay, then take it out on them. Take it out on them. It almost feels like, you know what it comes off to me? Because from my understanding, the girl, Sheila, whatever her name is, Shia, she wanted to continue fighting her. From what I read from the reports, after the match, she wanted to beat her ass backstage. And how it comes out to me, and noticing Hamada, I'm pretty sure Hamada is a pretty skilled fighter herself. You didn't go after these two in the manner of how you really wanted to go after them. Like, for an example, and mind you, she's an MMA fighter, so I'm not here to call her an outright coward, but it almost feels like you applied it to Rosemary, because Rosemary, out of those three women, legitimately probably is the weakest from a fighting perspective, right? Not to say that Rosemary is soft, but I'm saying out of Hamada, out of the actual legitimate MMA fighter, who I think she has a background too, if I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, and out of Rosemary, you're probably going to go after Rosemary for these two women, and you have a feeling that they're all going after you, so you're pretty much picking the weakest out of the bunch to go after first. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and in the end of the day, you did shoot on her. You absolutely did. You can make up as many lies as you want to, because that's what it is. They're lies. And at the end of the day, you know how you apply the move, bro. Come on now. You know how you apply the move. But I do want to read you, before I end this video, some of the wrestlers' reactions to the whole situation. Because this right here, I think it's almost like manipulation from an emotional standpoint to see her response to some of how the other wrestlers were responding to the situation. But here, some of the tweets that I was reading. This is from Gail Kim at the time. Mind you, all these are from like 2017 in August, so, you know, I don't have to read the dates over and over again. Gail Kim says, "Disgusting is just one word. We put our lives in each other's hands. So unprofessional. This is how you work yourself out of the business." Velvet Sky says, "Some people are such huge marks for themselves that they'll never understand the art of the work. Those people should never be in the ring." Christy Hammy says, "Not okay. Lost all respect." EC3 says, "So you watched Sexy Star at Triple Mania last night too?" This is in response to Donald Trump talking about, you know, Mexican crime back in 2017. Burst! Rachel Evans says, so disgusted by sexy star. She used to, what? Okay, sorry, that was an ad right there. She used to just be a joke in pro wrestling, but she's upgraded herself to a plague. Get her out of the ring. So listen to how she talks. Again, there's obviously a correlation in regards to all the stuff that was happening backstage well before this. So again, not to say that I agree with all the women who ganged up, like if Hamada and the other girl legitimately thought to themselves that it was smart to gang up on. I don't agree with that, but at the same time, this isn't like Sexy Star's first ever rodeo in regards to all this, and it just keeps going on and on. Madison Rayne is, Rosemary is one of the safest, most professional people I've ever had the fortune to share a ring with. You demon queen. Santos Escobar, he shits on her too. The word is unprofessional, but I personally apologize with Rosemary because I thought it was in order. She's an amazing girl. And it goes on. Michan, she talks about Rosemary being a professional, and I don't see any of the other tweets, but two of the most prominent ones at the time was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes said she was never going to share a locker room with him. Road Dogg, he jumped on the bandwagon. He was like, she should be blackballed from the entire industry, which essentially she was. Now, granted, I couldn't find any article. I felt like it says something about her returning back in 2018, but that could have been to some MMA event also, so I'm not really sure as far as the clarification in regards to her return to professional wrestling as a whole. Someone could tell me down in the comment section. I couldn't find an article stating anything such, so it feels like she legitimately got blackballed. And her response to the entire situation after all this blew over with all the comments flooding in from social media and stuff, I think in 2018, 2019, she stated that she was getting therapy. How she felt like she still thought, even like almost 2 years later, she still clarifies that she felt like she didn't do anything wrong, that she really feels like that Rosemary just randomly lied for no fucking reason, just randomly lied, no reason whatsoever, that as if like she legitimately thinks we're all stupid and that we don't have eyes. See, I would have more respect for the entire situation if she was able to just own it, just own it. Like people are gonna shit on you regardless, but at least own it. Give a reason. The real reason. We all know the real reason. So the reason. You thought you were trying to protect yourself. You thought the girls in the match were going to come after you. Just say that. There's no reason to have to sit around and have to go over in your head what to say in regards to having to back out of the situation that you caused. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's the story. And I guess technically this can go in the Downfall series. I mean, it's not as if she had like an uprising, but why the fuck not? This can go in the Downfall series videos. I unintentionally did that, but okay, yeah, this will be a Downfall video. The Downfall of Sexy Star, which by the way, there is a Sexy Star 2. Don't get them confused. Sexy Star 1 has got to probably be now closer to her late 30s, maybe early 40s. She has a kid, from my understanding. And then you have Sexy Star 2, the younger one. She's like 25 years old. Just making sure you guys don't get them confused. There's one Sexy Star and there's another Sexy Star. Just throwing it out there. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below as far as how you feel about the situation. Do you have anything that you would like to add to the situation? Do you have any quotes? Anything that I mischaracterized? I feel like I this time legitimately presented everything in its proper order. I did my research and made sure all my nicks and cronies were there. I'm going to listen to this video like 2 or 3 times before I fucking upload it. And again, I gave links and I gave videos at least to corroborate everything that I, seen and that I'm talking about in regards to, conflating with the article in itself. But like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll be back later on tonight for the Dynamite review or anything else that pops up in wrestling media as far as news is concerned. As always, my name is Devontae and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a pea ice.